So, man, I just had to get on real quick. I don't think you understand the West at all, man. And I think what else you're doing is that you're disrespecting the women in the East because you're making it sound like the women in the West want this highly desired man, and the men in that country in the West um, can't fulfill those needs for the women in the West. For some reason, you're really disconnecting the fact that the West has serious hardcore feminists, and the issue is that women are not desiring the men who do have the education, who have the means to go overseas. Um, the fact that Rello could even go overseas is amazing because he is a Dusty. Usually he would be in America dating a woman in Gary, getting her pregnant, and he does have kids. So that shows that women in the West do desire bums. I'm not saying anything about Rello, but what I am saying
Right.
is that Rello, the only reason why he can go overseas is because he's getting money from his subs. So a regular dude who is going overseas already got paper. He already got status. He already got money. I mean, a ticket outside of the U.S. that's going to run you 700 just to Mexico. So if
Right.
you're talking about going to Africa, that's $2,000. People in the West, some people make $2,000 a month. It takes them a whole month to make $2,000. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
somebody who can just spend that on a week trip, obviously they're not incels, because the fact is that even though they might be ugly, or they might be less desired to the eye, they still got the finances to provide for any woman on planet Earth that will want that over, somebody who is ugly. I mean, if you're just talking about just appearances, I mean, if that's the only thing that women look at, which they don't, they
Right.
take money over appearances most of the time. But
Yeah,
I'm
they
quite
will.
confused on what your idea of a Western woman is, because my idea of a Western woman is lower than the women in the East. The women in the East have culture. They have their status is so much higher. Just basically they know how to actually be an actual companion over the
Right.
women in the West. So I don't know why anybody would want to stay in the West and date a Western
Right.
women
Right.
and not go overseas. So all right.
Right. Okay. So yeah, man, good point, man. So feminism is it's also becoming a problem, and I can speak for most of Africa, right? So feminism is also starting to creep into African spaces, and our women are starting to go to work. They've gone to colleges as well as in the West, but they still maintain a big core of their culture. So you still have women that desire to be wives, and they have the desire to support their men, right? You won't get that in the West, and I agree with you 100%. But I'm just saying, should we use the desired standards of Western women as a measure to improve ourselves, so that when we go abroad, we're not we're going abroad not being the best versions of ourselves. You know what I mean? Um, we're
It
going there and
doesn't.
we're buying prostitutes. We're not buying we're not trying to date like very beautiful, not just beautiful women, but like women that uh in the sense of not just being traditional, but even the locals would want. You know what I mean?
Well, the women who offer it for money, the locals themselves can't even afford that. And
Right.
usually those are the monetized women who are able to monetize themselves because of their beauty. Most of the time, I don't really know that many women who go into that industry and are just really super ugly and nasty. And the guys from overseas, usually they're going to countries where that is legal.
Right.
So not only are you saying, okay, well, don't participate in the thing that is legal here, um, also, we're going to call you an incel because you have to travel over here for the thing that's legal within our country. It doesn't make any sense. Like if you talk to Donald Trump he's probably going over to Switzerland and partaking in some of the baddest women on planet Earth by paying them to stay with him a night. It's just what it is. I mean, I'm sorry that in your country it's $3 to date a girl that's a prostitute. I'm sorry if that's the case, but and if you want to put it into like a different context and say wealthy men, a lot of wealthy men pay thousands of dollars for women in these
Right.
you know countries like Switzerland. So it just doesn't it just doesn't make any sense when you start to say, well, why are you going overseas to partake in something
Well,
that's legal?
I'm not saying you shouldn't like go overseas to. I'm not talking about the prostitution part of this, though. I'm saying in general, like I'm not against men seeking partners overseas. Uh, my the and I think if you've actually watched any of my videos in the past, I have actually promoted men seeking options because of the current modern woman in America, right? So I have been on that side.
Mhm.
What got me thinking, like moving towards the middle of this, was after the J RELLO incident. It got me really thinking, like, is this what we're sending abroad? Like, are these the guys that are representing us?
The only reason
Obviously,
why J Rello is abroad is because he's getting funded to go abroad. He's
right.
basically an experiment to the groups of men who want to actually put their money together, who got the bread to go places. They're actually sending J Rello out there as kind of like their little test dummy. So it's like, we got money. We're just gonna throw some money at Rello. Hey, go over to Africa. Tell us what you think it's about. And he wants to be that test dummy. He's saying, I ain't got no money. I ain't got nothing. Just give me some money. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna give you an honest opinion. And he said that the Kenyan women are ugly. Which, hey man, we were given a pipe dream about the Kenyan women, because when he put those girls on display, he was like, man, they are not as bad as everybody's saying. I'm not saying that all Kenyan women are ugly. I'm not on the J Rello side of that. I think a lot of them are bad, and I think he's capping. I think he's just in a bad area. But me personally, that's how I see J Rello. J Rello is not the regular passport bro who goes overseas. The regular passport bro who goes overseas got bread. He's got an apartment or he's got a house in the States, and he's spending $8,000 to stay over in Panama for a week or something, or Chile for a week or something. And he comes back home after spending $8,000. Some people don't even make $8,000 in 4, 5, 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Some people, that's most people in the world, don't even make 1,000 a month. So you know what I'm saying? That's half the year more for most people. Some people would make that in a whole year. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, why would you say passport bros? You kind of make it sound like these passport bros are kind of like these dusty dudes, when really in actuality they're the most highly desired men. And a real passport bro does go overseas. If you're talking about black dudes, we're probably the dudes who go overseas and actually get girls just based off of spitting game or something. Like, that's the only people I see in the club really spitting game at girls. It's kind of like the black dudes from America. Like, they're you don't see white dudes going to Paris or like going to Germany and making videos on YouTube saying, yo, I picked up this girl from the club. You don't
Right.
have those videos because we're the
Yeah.
only ones who do that. We're the only
Do
ones who
you
spit
do you
game.
think we should be doing that though? Is that something that
Yeah, we
uh
should be doing that. That's normal men behavior, talking to women. Like, we can go
no,
and
like
talk to women.
should we broadcast like what men do abroad to
Well,
the masses?
we're at the stage where social media, it's just like that. But on top of that, the what men, especially the black men in the West, we were never given that option. We were always told, stay in your hood, you know, have kids with Tisha or Tanya, and have 6, 7 kids with different baby mamas. We weren't told, hey, yo, you can get the hell out of here. You don't have to date a overweight woman. You don't have to date, like any type of woman that we try to date outside of our ethnicity. We're given like the bottom of the barrel. Like you always see like the black dude with the fat white woman. That's like the
Right.
stereotype.
Right, right,
And
right.
the problem with that is that we're looked at as less than, but in actuality, we're part of the 1%. Dude making $30,000 a year, He's part of the what, the 5% of human beings on planet Earth that are making
Right.
$30,000 a year. So it's like, why would you stay in America, date a two that's over demanding, when you can go overseas to Colombia, date a seven, eight, nine, you know, and you can provide for them. Like a J Rello, like he's not a super ugly human being, but he's not a super handsome human being. But the thing is, like, he's broke too. So on the real scale, he shouldn't even be having kids. It's like you're broke
Right.
and you're not even like a mega attractive human being. But he can go overseas. He can holler at a girl at a club, because he's making $30,000 a year. He's able to buy her a drink, and that's like
Okay.
rare in these countries because men don't have money like that. So it goes. I guess it goes into this, and I'll close it out. Is that the idea of men going overseas and not succeeding in being attracted to Eastern women is a fallacy. We're probably the most desired when we go overseas because we do look good. We're tall. We also have personality. We got money, and we've been deprived of having just a normal woman who likes men. Like we've
Right.
been we've been dealing with what we've been dealing with in the West. It's been heartaches and stomach aches. I don't know what you want
Right.
to say,
Right.
but it's been bullshit. Yeah.